What's up, you fools? Matt, ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. We are done. This was the longest day ever. After 58 rehearsals, I think we're finally done. Wrapped it up with the Big Five and the host nation, Israel. We're going to share with you our personal top three, and then also the one most disappointing, the one can prove the most, whatever you want to call it. Let's delve right into it. I'm going to start with you, Sean. Who is in your third place and why?
I think my third place at the minute, I would have to go with Italy. I think there's enough there to work with. I think Mahmoud has got obviously a really good song, high quality song this year. I think he works well with his dancers, and some of the ideas that the Italian delegation have got with the staging are really good and really work with the song. As long as they can sort the camera angles out and the wide shots, the wide shots, the wide shots, the wide shots, once they can make sure that that is sorted, I think we've got a really good performance here. And I think Italy are staring another top 10 in the face anyway, but I think, yeah, once they can sort that, I think we're good to go.
Okay. My third place is actually Spain, and Spain has the ability to stay there or could go down, because I pointed out before in our review video that ditch that mannequin. Give Miki the time to just have fun on stage. It has to be choreographed and all that stuff. I get it, but everything has to be like this and this and that. It's too much. So I wish they would get rid of that. But I love the color. It makes me happy. The song makes me happy. The vibe of the song. It has so much potential. So this is on my radar, but they need to improve upon it. But for right now, I'm putting it in my third place. Moving on to number two. Who is in your second place?
Well, my second place is Spain. And I think I would say a lot of things similar to you. I think that the mannequin does actually add something to the entry. I think it makes it more memorable. It doesn't necessarily make sense at first, but I think for a song like this, you look at it and go, oh, okay, that's fun. You know, that's interesting. Whether that's a bad thing and it makes it, like you said in our review video, whether that's a case where the entry might not be taken as seriously, I don't know. But I think if they get rid of the GoPro part and they focus more on the housing part and, you know, just Mickey being Mickey, like we've said, you know, I think this was a really solid rehearsal today. It was colourful, it was fun, it was memorable.
Okay. My second place is going to Israel. Israel, I think, is often overlooked in that sense. I do think it came and did what it came to accomplish, and that is bring some classiness to this show. And it is a very classy performance. It's not completely polished. There needs to be a lot of fixing there as well, as I said, especially the vocals need to be a little bit brought back, but I do like just the feel of it. Bring up the backup vocalist a little bit as well during that big second chorus where they bring up this angelic part. I love it so much. But I do think they have something. I love that they didn't make it too static for a ballad, and Kobe sounded pretty good, except for the last ones where he didn't hit them, but he didn't sound bad, you know, so I'm not saying that. The energy needs to be brought up, but this looks good to me. I was really enjoying today's rehearsals. Let's talk about the winner, according to us, of the day. I feel like we have the same one, but you go first, Sean.
I've surprised myself. It's France. And I think what Bilal and his team have done have obviously portrayed a message really well with what they wanted to do. There's a lot of elements to this performance, but I think they all work in synergy. I think the plus-size ballerina he's got and the deaf dancer and all of them, they work together, and it's quite a beautiful partnership. Hopefully Zach won't mind me saying, but it's a staging that can certainly move people. I think it's something that he felt earlier, so I'm sure this can touch many people, and it's got a message that a lot of people can relate to. So as much as I'm not particularly a fan of the song myself, I think France have done a fantastic job with trying to portray the message that they've got this year.
Yeah, it's a night of honesty. What Sean said, it's not his favorite song. It's not my favorite song either, actually. But you got to give credit where it's due. It's also my number one of today's day because, and I said in my review video, I'm just going to repeat what I said, is that they managed to put a story together that makes sense to everybody. You don't question what they're trying to do. You're like, oh, okay. They have their explanation on the backdrop. They have the dancers. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I can talk about it, and this is very powerful. I think it will speak to a lot of younger people in particular who go through things, where people say, you can't do that, whether they're bullied or whatever it is, and they get a positive message out of that. And I think people can relate to it, even like people that are a little older, like, oh, I've been through that. I know how it was. So good for him doing that. So I think it was done well. Now, we haven't really talked about the vocals. I think they brought it down the octave a little bit. It sounded better. We couldn't hear much about the vocals because it was pretty low volume there, so I will pay more attention to that next time, but it didn't sound horrendous or anything. I think that's a good thing. If it doesn't stand out, it's bad, it works. But I thought that this was the best rehearsal of the day and surprised us the most. Let's go for this quickly and this painless as possible. The least favorite, the one that requires the most improvement, whatever you want to call it. Which one is it?
Germany. And I think we've been quite clear in our review video that there's a lot that needs to improve here. I think the girls themselves, I think they are good vocalists. They weren't entirely on it today, but I think in general, just the staging itself, it's bland. It needs improving. I think the rotating stage they had in the national final, I think that really worked with the song, and it really gave them a platform, if you'll pardon the pun, to sort of really, be angsty with each other and give the sort of passion that this song deserves. And today they're just walking around the catwalk, really, and there's no feeling, there's not enough emotion there for me. It just all felt really flat and empty, and I think there's so much that they can improve on this entry. I'm not sure whether they actually will. Hopefully they listen to some of the criticisms that I'm sure they will be getting today, and hopefully they will improve it. But yeah, just a lot more that needs to be improved for me.
And my least, I have to say, Germany. I'm sorry, my fellow Deutschlanders. I said it before in the live stream, I'm not going to lie about it. It felt a little lazy. I mean, we're not going to do much. We're just going to let them do their thing and walk up and down. Again, not expecting anything crazy, but there needs to be a little bit more of connection and energy, and it felt empty and just soulless to a certain extent. I'm not sure what you can change at this point, but I was just most let down by it. Maybe you can just change a little bit. I was just very disappointing in it, and it pains me because it's my home country. I don't want him to be at my bottom right now tonight, but I have to be honest, that's exactly how I feel. So those are our thoughts. Let us know. Did you watch the clips? Watch them on the YouTube channel of Eurovision.tv. We will be back tomorrow with our next round of rehearsals. I don't know which ones, we don't care. We gotta go to bed. See you all soon.